What's up, gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. In this video, we are going to get into something I truly and deeply believe, and that is that Colombian women are massively underrated, Mexican women massively underrated. And so I truly believe Mexican women are better than Colombian women. Now, there are some disclaimers I need to make in this video. First and foremost, if you're talking to people or listening to people who have experience in Colombia, specifically Medellin, from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, that experience is no longer relevant. Colombia is massively different than it was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. The last 2 years have seen massive shifts in Colombia. The second thing I need to mention is I'm not going to count safety in this video, although I think it is a massive consideration, because guess what? In Mexico, you don't have to worry about the safety nearly as much as you do in Colombia. Mexican girls not going to try and put stuff in your drink and then you're gonna wake up missing everything because you just got robbed. That's not something you're going to have to worry about here. That's something you do have to worry about in Colombia. But I'm not going to hold that against the Colombian women for the purpose of this video. So we're mainly going to just be talking about the actual qualities between these two groups. So as it relates to that, yes, I will concede the point that in general, Colombian women are going to be slightly more fit and better looking. But that mainly really applies when you are talking about sevens and below. When you are talking about upper level dating, well, guess what? Everyone is attractive. You can find attractive people all over the world. Also, I'll say, if you are solely interested in the most attractive women, then Venezuela, Puerto Rico, and I would even say El Salvador, probably going to be better options than even Colombia. That's one reason I think Colombia is massively overrated. They're known for having these beautiful women, but if you look at the statistics, I mean, Miss Universes are disproportionately from places like Venezuela, Puerto Rico, where they have a much smaller population, but many more Miss Universe winners. But even with that in mind, sure, I'll give that point to Colombia, and that is pretty much the only thing they have in their favor. Also, anyone who has dated in Colombia will tell you that Colombian women are extremely late to everything. So they aren't exactly the easiest to date, especially if you have any sort of value for your personal time. Now, as I said, Colombian women pretty much going to be in general more attractive. Mexican women pretty much better for everything else. They're going to be nicer, more caring, more relationship oriented, more traditional kind of family values if that's important to you. Probably going to be less interested in your money, especially in today's economy. And that's another thing that I should mention. For the most part, Mexican women not super interested in your money. This comes back to the fact that in general, they are a little bit more educated, and the economic opportunities in Mexico are just a little bit more superior. And that actually brings me to another thing. You'll probably get access to more women in Mexico because, first of all, the population in Mexico much higher than it is in Colombia. And then second of all, the level of English in Mexico much, much higher than the level of Spanish, or much higher than the level of English in Colombia. Now, if you speak Spanish, obviously that is probably not going to be a massive consideration for you, because that won't be something you need to consider. But if you don't speak Spanish, then that is something that you will definitely have to consider. So with all those things said, I don't believe Colombian women compare to Mexican women on any of those levels. And some people will tell you Colombians are super nice, and yes, they are nice, But even the Colombians will tell you that they're usually trying to get something out of you. So for all these reasons, and probably more that I forgot to mention in this video, I don't think Colombian women compare to Mexican women, especially when you are talking on the higher end of the spectrum, when you are removing looks from the equation. And so that's going to wrap up this video. I think I mentioned almost everything I wanted to mention. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. Am I right? Am I wrong? What did I miss? It helps me out with the algorithm, and I want to hear your opinion. And also smash that like button. It helps me with the algorithm, and I will see you guys in the next video. As always, thank you for watching. Peace, much love.